Welcome to Dr. A's weekly Healthy Bastards Health Tip. Hey, g'day folks. This week's health tips on bee stings. I better throw in wasps as well. Summer's coming, and as you can imagine on all that grass out there, there's a shitload of bees and wasps just waiting to sting you. So say you get stung by a bee. The first thing that you do after you squeal is to sort out, was it a bee or was it a wasp? Now sometimes it can be hard to tell the difference, but generally a bee looks like this. You know, it's sort of black and white and a bit fluffy and you know, just looks like a bee, you know. Otherwise a wasp, like this, is black and white, but you can see it's more like armour on the outside of the wasp rather than the fluffiness. So a wasp looks a lot more sort of wary and night-like, if you know what I mean. So say you do get stung and you can't tell whether it's been a wasp or a bee. The giveaway that it was a bee is that, generally speaking, when it sticks its little stinger in you, the barbs get stuck in the skin, and when it pulls out, it tears the poison sac away, and usually part of its guts as well, so that's why the bee often dies, and then it shoots off. So if you see the sting still in the skin, it's almost certainly a bee. That doesn't happen with wasps. So the first thing you do after you've been stung by a bee is to get that little stinger out. And what you do is get something sharp, preferably tweezers, but maybe a credit card or a knife, and flick it out. But don't squeeze the sac or it'll just put more bloody poison into your dick. Then, if you can, is just put a bit of ice on it, and that should be enough for most people. It will hurt for 5 or 10 minutes and make you think of God and stuff like that, but it's okay. Just put a bit of ice on and that should be all you need. From here, there's a lot of sort of old wives' tales. People say if you get stung by a bee, what you should do is, because the poison is acid, is put baking soda on it. Personally, I think that's bullshit because the poison's deep under the skin, so the baking soda's not going to get to it. But you know, put baking soda on it if you want. Other people put onion on it. Other people put potato on the sting area and reckon that's going to fix them. So if that makes them feel better, that's great as well. But generally, I don't think it's known to work. There's also meant to be a Chinese pressure point just behind the ankle here. And apparently if you push there, that reduces the pain wherever the sting is. The key thing is, most people, they get a bee sting, flick the sting out and just wear a bit of pain and stop whinging. The ones that we worry about are the people who get stung by either a bee or a wasp and they're actually allergic to it. And in those people, quite quickly, they develop an allergic reaction, which can include a nasty rash, getting short of breath and wheezy, and even a bit of a constriction in the throat. Sometimes they feel quite faint as well because their blood pressure reduces. So those people generally know they're allergic to bees and they have the treatments for it available. Antihistamines, sometimes adrenaline in a pen. So those people are aware of it. If you've never been stung by a bee and you start getting those symptoms, well, you've got to ring 111 or get onto your local practice straight away if you get those symptoms. You get it? So I say again, most people, a bee sting is just a bit of a howly bag. Same with a wasp. But if you get the allergic reaction and you've never had one, you've got to get the 111 sorted straight away, and you know about it because you get short of breath, wheezy, and a rash all over the show. So, how's that, fellas? So beware of bees and wasps this year, and I look forward to seeing you next week. So, Healthy Bastards Facebook.